Okay, so this week we'll just be doing uh plurals and or like singular and plurals, but we'll be like applying them to first, second, and third person. So let's just begin with introductions. And I know we don't really have a lot of people, so today's class might be cut a little short. Okay, let's start with Channeling. Just give a quick introduction, and then if you didn't watch a movie or TV show, just tell us like about an article or something that you read.
Uh, I'm Chanuli. I read a book. Its name is Surprise Island. It was written by Chandler Warner. It has four friends. Yeah.
All right, and is there anything special about or like I don't know, maybe one small highlight of it?
Mm, this story is most popular among the children. Thank you.
All right, that's fine. All right, let's go with thank you for sharing. How about Asadi, would you like to go?
Thank you, teacher. I didn't watch a movie this week, but I did read about a news article about the new GPU that's released from NVIDIA, the NVIDIA RTX 4090. So,
All right, and can you give us like one?
the news, it seems to be yes, one specification, something like that. From the video, from what I could see, it seems to be compared to like every Apple. I think you're on a MacBook right now. Compared to like Apple Studio, the graphics card itself is about as big as Apple Studio,
Nice.
and the graphics card consumes a maximum wattage of 600 watts, and the graphics card has like 1 billion cores, 1 billion processors with a 16,000 cores with 24 gigabytes of VRAM.
Only 1 billion?
No, not 1 billion. No, 16,000 CUDA cores.
Okay. Because I was like, 1 billion
More
is
than,
it
yeah,
seems like a
1
bit
billion is a
small.
little amount. Yeah.
Okay.
And it has new DLSS and new more ray tracing cores, compared to the RTX 3090, the graphics card from the year before.
Yeah,
Is
39.
3090.
Yeah. That's good. That's really cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for listening, teacher.
Yes, thank you. All right, how about Taruki or Bimba, would you like to share? It can be either an article or a TV show or movie, as long as you consumed something in English.
My name is Bimba, and I watched a video by Nas Daily channel. It was about the most generous country in the pandemic of COVID, and it was Sri Lanka. It said about how Sri Lanka treated tourists in the pandemic.
All right, and what was like one like fact that you got from the article? Like, what specifically did Sri Lanka do? Or, um, if not, we can move on. It's okay. All right, let's see. Tisan, would you like to share?
Thank you, teacher. Uh, During the last week, I watched a movie that name is Knowing. Knowing is an American science fiction thriller film.
Mhm.
That film was directed by Alex Proyas. A group of advanced beings from another universe who know that the earth is going to end help us to move our life to another wonderful planet. It is the summary of the film.
Nice. All right, that sounds like a nice film. Do you know who or like the director of the film? I haven't heard about that film yet. Or actually, you know what? It's fine. It's too much questions. All right, let's see. Isirika, I see you just joined. Would you like to share? Or Yasiru or Taruki? Then let's have Isirika or Yasiru share. Yeah, I haven't heard from you guys yet, so I think we'll just move on from intros. So oopsie. All right. So we're going to be working on singular versus plural, but we'll do it in the first, second, and third person. And then we're also going to look at the affirmative, interrogative, and negative versions of that word. So I'll give you guys like the first example. So for example, I work, the interrogative version for that in first person, and then using the singular work term, it would be it's do I work, right? And then the negative, for example, would be I don't work or I do not work. I'm just going to use the abbreviated version for space. So do you guys get the general idea of where we're going with this activity? So we're going to be focusing on the word
teacher.
work.
Teacher, excuse me. Does
Yeah.
interrogative means like the question form of the said verb?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So for this one, I can just do this since this is like the base format. For the others, I won't be deleting it. But yeah, so for I work, it's the interrogative version is do I work, and negative is I don't work. All right. So does everyone also? I just want to make sure. Does everyone understand what first, second, and third person is before we start this?
I know what it is, but I don't think a lot of people know.
All right. Can you guys unmute your mics and tell me if you guys know what first, second, and third person is, or if not, it's not an issue. We can go over it because I don't want to like jump into an activity without you guys like not understanding everything, you know?
Excuse me, teacher. If someone knows the Sinhalese term for the said words, first person, second person, third person, I could say if
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
the
Could you say that,
Sinhalese
please?
word. First person is Uttama Purusha. Can everyone understand? Uttama Purusha, first person. The person, Mama, Api, me, us. And second person is Madhyama Purusha. If it's somebody who is describing us from somewhere far away, he works, you work, he works, does he work, he doesn't work. Is that correct, teacher?
Yeah, so for first person, it's like talking about yourself, and then second
Yes.
person
The
is
second
talking
person is
about
Madhyama Purusha.
yeah.
So someone who isn't here. for someone
Yeah,
who
and
is
then-
describing me, and the third person is
we're talking about like other
Prathama
people.
Purusha,
Yeah,
when you can't really see the person.
yeah. Does everyone
Did that
understand,
make
or I can
sense,
like?
everyone?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So I'll give you some more examples for this one. So for example, second person we'll be using like you, so you work, do you work, and then and then a third person will be talking about other people. So just like list a pronoun and then work, and then basically the or a name, because we can be talking about like other people too, right? So it can be like he works or Ramya works in this case. So can someone give me the interrogative version of the like singular work using second person? I know it's like a lot of stuff combined together, which is like kind of the point of the activity, right? So we're combining our singular versus plural, our first, second, and third person, and then like affirmative, interrogative, and negative sentence structures. So what would be the interrogative version of you work?
Do you work?
Yep, exactly. So do you work? And then what about the negative version of that?
You don't work.
Exactly. All right. And now let's do third person. So he, she, or it works, and then Ramya works. Is there examples for the affirmative versions of I work in third person, right? So what do you guys think is the interrogative version of, let's do this example first. So the he, she, it works example.
Does he works?
And then what about for this? For this example, so Ramya works. How would you make that into an interrogative sentence?
Does
Does
Ramya
Ramya
work?
works?
Does Ramya work? Perfect. All right, and now what about the negative version of that?
He don't work.
Yeah, he doesn't work. What about our Ramya example?
Ramya doesn't work.
Exactly. There you go. So you can just use any pronoun and then doesn't work, and then we can even use a name. So Ramya doesn't work. All right, now we're gonna do the plural version of this. So we're still gonna use like the first, second, and third person, but this time we're going to try to change the sentences so that they fit the plural version of what we're talking about. So remember, work is our like main, or work, the word work is our like main focus for this, right? So I'll just give you like the first example the first one just as like an example. So the first person plural version of work would be we work. So can someone give me can someone tell me what the interrogative version of we work would be?
Teacher, can I?
Yeah, of course. Just unmute your mic. You don't have to ask. It's okay.
Okay. Do we work?
Yep. Now what about the negative version?
We don't work.
Mhm. All right, now in second person, what do you guys think? Remember, second person is when we're talking about someone else, right? So it would be you work, and it would still hold on. Okay. Yes. When we're talking about second person, we're talking about other people. So in third person, we'd be talking about like multiple people working. But I mean the plural, hold on. Seems like a little weird because I feel like the second person should be different, but this is the way that they gave in the textbook. Okay. You work and you don't work. All right, that's fine. I guess in second person, it's kind of hard to make it like plural anyway, since we're talking about
So
like
does the word you not have a plural form? Does the word you doesn't have plural form?
I mean it could. I don't know. And you is mostly used for singular, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
That's weird. Okay, it's fine. I was like looking at this earlier and it like it made sense then, but I don't know. It's fine. All right. So they work will be the plural third person version of I work. So they work, or sorry, of he, she, it works, right? So what would be the interrogative version of they work?
Do they work?
And what about the negative version?
They don't work.
Perfect. All right. So for the next one, we're gonna follow the same pattern, but we'll be using different words instead. Yes. All right. So what would be the interrogative version of I read? So I'm gonna provide like less examples on this one since we kind of already have like a somewhat of a grasp of it. But we'll be following like the same pattern. So what would be the interrogative version of I read in first person?
do
Do
I
I
read?
read?
All right. What about the negative version?
I don't read.
There you go. Perfect. Or how about in second person?
You read? Do you read? You don't read.
All right. What about the third person?
He reads. He reads.
Yeah. So we can use he, bunch of other ones, right? And then what else can we use when like referencing people in third person?
Malisha?
Yeah, we could just use any name, right? Let's just do. I'm not really sure to spell it, but there you go.
Double.
Alicia. All right. And what would be the interrogative version of both of these? There you go. So what would be the interrogative version of he reads or she reads?
Does he read? Does Malisha read?
Does Melisha read? What about the negative version?
He doesn't read. He doesn't read. Malaysia doesn't read.
All right, what about the plural version?
We read.
Yep.
Do we read?
Okay, let's try to get some more volunteers. Thank you, Chanali.
We don't read.
Yes. Okay, let's see. For the plural second, uh, this one's like a little harder. Because I feel
You
like,
read.
yeah.
Do you read? You don't read. They read.
All right, well, Chanali, let's have another person try it, okay? But thank you so much. How about Bimba or Disan? Would you like to try? Or Isarika?
They read.
So they read. And what would be an interrogative version of they read?
Do they read?
Yep. Do they read? Do they read?
They don't read.
Good job. All right, we'll be doing. Okay, now the same format, but with I8. So we'll have to change this one bit a little bit because we can't use 8 all throughout, even when the plural. Mm.
Did I eat?
And what was the negative version of that?
I didn't eat.
Sorry. Using you, right? For this case, you 8. What about for the interrogative version?
Did you eat?
So it would be the negative version of you 8.
You didn't eat.
So for the third person, remember we'll be using so we can use it to reference other people, or like not a character that we're directly talking to. So it could be like so remember we can use like pronouns to refer to people, or we can use their names to refer to people, right? So if I say he ate, and we can also use a name. So we'll do um so it would be like an interrogative version of that.
Did he eat?
Mhm. What would be the negative version of it? He
Didn't eat?
or we can refer to them by their names. All right, what about the plural first person version?
We ate? Did we eat? We didn't eat.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, what about the second person version of it? Remember, this one was a little confusing, but we're still gonna use you. So you ate. And then we'll just be like using the same format that we did up here. So it'd be did you. What would be like the negative version of that? So no, I can see you talking, but your mic is still muted. Or sorry. Oh, sorry, you said you didn't eat, right? There you go.
They ate.
Perfect.
Did did they did they eat? They didn't eat.
Very awesome. So you guys understand first, second, and third person. We're gonna use like the singular versus plural. So now we're gonna go over some of the uh some more singular versus plural examples, but we're gonna do like the plural version of that noun and the singular version of that noun. So, all right. So what would be the plural version of instrument? And remember, we went over plurals, I think the week before last week. And remember how we talked about I can try to bring it up, maybe if I can find it again. Actually, no, it's fine. Okay. So what would be the plural version of instrument?
Instruments.
So for regular nouns, remember we will just add the s at the end. So instrument. I should have put this on here actually. It's fine. All right, what about fly? Remember, if it ends with a Y, we can omit the Y and then replace it with something else.
Flies.
And what do we replace it with? The Y. What letters?
IES.
Perfect. So fly turns into flies. What about mango?
Mangoes.
Yeah, so and with mangoes, since it ends with the O, what do we add
Yes.
at the end? Yes, exactly. Oop, RX, no, EX, there you go. Mangoes. All right. What about bus? Since it ends with an S.
Buses.
All right, it ends, we give it an ES. All right, what about lorry?
Lorries.
And what do we replace the Y with?
IES. Giraffe.
Yep, so child would become children. What about man?
Men.
Change the E to an N. Or sorry, the the A to an E. All right. And what would be the plural version of criterion?
Teacher, what is the meaning of your criterion?
Like for example, when if let's say a teacher gives you like an essay, and one of the criterion of the essay would be to reach 1,000 words.
Ah,
What would-
criteria. The
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So multiple of criterion would be criteria.
then isn't that already plural?
No, criterion is we're
Ah,
referencing like a single
criteria is the singular word.
yeah
Okay.
version of criteria. So like the teacher can only give you like one criterion. So she can like literally let you write the essay on anything, but the one criterion she gives you is that you have to reach 1,000 words.
Oh.
Something like
Okay.
that. All right. Now we'll work on the singular version of the plural noun. So we're given the plural, but we're gonna change it back into singular. So, oh my gosh, there you go. All right. So what would the singular version of deer be?
Deer.
Exactly. So this one is a word that doesn't change. What about zeros?
Zero.
Thank you. All right, and what about wolves? Remember, this is one of the words that ends with the F, so we change it to the VES.
Wolf.
Wolf, and what about cacti?
Cactus.
This, and what about analyses?
And
So we'll have multiple,
analysis.
yeah, so it'll just be analysis, right? So it's just changing that E to an I. This is one of the ones that we weren't able to cover during the our the presentation we did on pearls, because this is more of like this one was a little out there, It was so yeah, so multiple analysis would be analyses. So like I gave my analysis and then the class gave their analyses. So this one is a little strange, sorry. Now, what about hooves? Remember, this follows the same pattern that wolves follows. So multiple hooves versus one.
Hoof.
Hoof. All right. What about
Phenom-
phenomena?
Mm,
What would be a singular version of phenomena?
Phenomenon.
You're close. You're very close.
It's still phenomena. Phenomena. I just don't know how to
Phenomena.
spell it.
Yeah.
Phenomena.
Phenomenon. So it doesn't stay the same. It's phenomenon now.
Yeah.
So multiple phenomenon would be phenomena. All right, perfect. And what about fungi?
Fungus.
Yes. So multiple fungus would be called fungi. Okay. You guys sped through that pretty fast. You know. All right, so now we'll just move on to the fun stuff. We'll do some monologue practice. You can choose any prompt and then answer it. So our first one is, where in the world would you like to live, and then what's the reason for it? And the second one is, what do you want to achieve? What do you want like to achieve in your life, and what is the most important thing to you? And then 3, you can tell me about like 1 or 2 of your lifelong friends, and then why they matter so much to you. Or just 1 or 2 of your friends. I guess lifelong friends is like a bit much. You guys are pretty young. I could give you guys like an example maybe of one, if that'll help. Or do you
It's
guys
a
want like
deep
a new
topic.
question? Huh?
I don't know, but
I
can
could
I
give you
talk
guys like
about the
a more
third
non-serious question. I know these are kind of like big. I
way
could give you like,
to serious?
yeah, okay. Let's do a not serious one, but that you can still do like a monologue on.
But I do like to talk about the second topic I want to.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You can do that while I write the next question.
Yeah, okay. What do I want to achieve in my life? What is the most important thing to you? I have been growing up with cars since I was like 1 or like 8 months old, I think. I used to get fed while my dad used to explain every single engine part in the engine bay. So I grew extremely close to cars, and kind of cars is like my persona now. I like cars a lot. And it's just kind of sad to see the combustion engine going away because of every kind of environmental activist talking about the bad stuff about fuels and global warming in general. So I want to make something like a viable eco fuel that Porsche is around making with hydrogen, because
Yeah.
fuel is
Yeah.
basically hydrocarbons. And
Yeah.
I want to make that more commercially available, because Porsche is making that, but only for Porsches.
Yeah. I heard
That's,
about
I
that.
don't think would be enough. So I just don't like to see like the roar of V8s. I like by my school sometimes like Prado V8s pass by.
I actually
Prado, if
went to a
it's
car
like
show
some,
yesterday. That's crazy. You- Look,
It's so
there-
nice.
there's some pictures.
That
like-
that's S14. That's S14. I think that's
I
a
know
Supra.
my okay. You guys see this? Look at that.
That's the new
And I
Supra.
actually have this Supra is actually a flamethrower. I'm sorry for getting you guys off track, but I really want to show you this video. So
So
this
that's a
is my
flame. That's
this is my friend's car, and he owns a Supra that can throw flames. And there's this show in Tahoe yesterday that we went to. But here, I'm gonna show you guys. Sorry for getting you off track.
we,
You can see the flames. Just give it a second.
Oh, okay, I can see that.
That's just
It
cool, right?
happens like when it's
Let me
on
show you.
lift.
Here, wait. Let me show you another video because I
Did
got
you
one
know
at
that
nighttime.
that's
You can
like
see
one
the-
of the worst forms of mods you can do to a car? Like
I
it doesn't.
know, it's
It
you
is
know there's
like one
actually
of the fuel draining mods.
his rear bumper is like completely melted off. Hold on, let me show you guys
Oh.
this other video on a highway on like the way back home from it. Okay, oh, it's sick, dude. Hold on, I gotta. I'm gonna play it to you. Here you go. Okay, you guys can go follow him on Instagram. That's his car. Hold on, you can't see it. There you go.
Oh, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. You should here. Well, let me get his.
That's so
Probably
bad
here
for his
it
car.
Sounds wild.
That's so
No,
bad for
Yeah,
his
it
car.
is.
he has a different fuel that he has to use to like get it. Dude,
Probably
it
ethanol,
smells
I think.
horrible
That's
too when
way
he throws the
cheaper.
flames.
He probably uses
Oh yeah, and
E-
there was like
Ethanol.
he probably used E85 or something like that.
yeah, he does. He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
The thing is, there's like they don't have E85 everywhere. Oh, and then we also got this like okay, hold on. There you go.
That's a BMW. Seems to be
Yeah, it's an
something like
E39. It's
E39.
and then there's two other Supras that came with us on the trip. We got that yellow one, and look at that. This is on the
The
side of a
one-
cliff. It was like right next to a lake. It was beautiful, like right over Tahoe. There's the E39 again.
Like I want to the thing that the achievement that I want to do in my life is to provide some kind of more. Oh, that's a Miata. I
Yeah.
saw them. That's a cute car. I personally like that car so much.
You know, there was actually not that much Miatas there, though, surprisingly. Those are usually really common in car shows.
But now they're like expensive. I see in them.
So
It's
expensive.
not
You
over
know,
here.
in 2019, I know someone who bought a Miata for like $2,000, and now it's like over like
20K, I
14
think.
if you want to get a good one. And there's also
That's
this
a
old,
Porsche,
this really
I
old
think, right?
Corvette. Anyways,
Porsche 944, maybe. I can't really see.
Was that a 911?
no, I don't think so. It was a
It was like
Give
the
me a
old
second.
school 911.
it was yeah, it was really old school. I don't think it wasn't a Porsche though.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. Yeah, I love the 911s, especially the new ones. I don't know.
Mhm.
The new ones are sick. But this is a Camaro, actually. One of the older versions.
That's Camry.
Isn't it
Really?
beautiful? Yeah, and let me show you. Hold on. There's also this. I'm so sorry for getting you guys off track, but these cars were sick. I also got hold on. I'm sorry. There's some pretty cool ones too. There's this like really bright orange one that I wanted to show you guys, but I lost it. We saw yesterday. Oh yeah, also let me show you guys or give you guys the one dude's Instagram. You can look at the other like because he does a lot of flame throwing.
Flame
Like with-
throwing is like, oh,
Or-
Sub-Zero. Okay.
Yeah.
As in Godzilla, but it's a Supra.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so there's also Supra, and then this is my friend's uh the guy who owns the E39. He also owns a Miata too. It's a one with teddy bear wheels.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a teddy bear wheeled Miata, dude. It's so cute. It's so cute. And who else? And I know this other guy, Ruben, he's one of my other, well, he's my friend's friend. I'm not that close with him. But he owns a what was his Instagram again? Forget. Uh hold on. Oh yeah, Be Distinct, that guy. Okay, so he owns a G35 and he also owns a Nissan Z. But like it's like the Z is like super rare. I think there's only like
What?
I forget. He
Isn't
got
that
like
like
a
the
mod. He
most?
got a mod to it, and then it made it like 1 out of 2 in like the US.
Like the new Nissan Z?
Yeah, new Nissan Z. It's a 400Z,
The
2023.
400. Okay.
Yeah, 2023 version.
Hmm.
Mm,
It was a, I forget. It's like boosted.
it's stock boosted. I want the
Oh
thing
yeah.
I
Okay,
installed on
he
the
got it
car.
bagged. Okay, yeah. That's what
Uh,
that was the mod. So he just got it bagged, and that made it like one of 2 of the of like in the entire US the only cars. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's his Z. Oh wait, hold on. It's like kind of a bad video of it. There you go. It's like a bright yellow. Yeah, pretty sick. I got some nice roller shots of that Supra. I can send it to you guys in the group chat. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, sorry for distracting everyone. Let's go back to this. I'll send you some more cool cars I found. Um because I have to go through my camera roll and get all of them. But oh yeah, also in this Supra, the yellow one, the Bumblebee one I was showing you guys, um, he can like control like the valves like how they open and close, and he showed it to a cop who was right there,
It's not.
dude. It was I don't know, it was insane. Too much. Sorry.
Mhm. No,
Okay,
okay.
let's go back. All right. Thank you for sharing that though, and I heard about Porsche's project too. All right, let's do what imaginary planet would you like to live in? Let's do that. And you can like tell us about like, I don't know, like um what things you want on the planet. That'll be like our one silly question. Or okay, do you guys want me to like do another question or are we 'cause I know these ones are like a little personal. I'll try to like make it more general next time. But we can go over homework because we're basically almost done with class. So homework is basically the same thing as yeah. Homework is basically the same thing as last week. But actually this time I noticed that we're having like a lot of trouble with keeping up with like TV shows and stuff or like watching one at least. So I think maybe we can just switch to the one article or book. But again, I'm gonna keep this option open. So for people who do have access to it, and you would
It's
like to
not that we
share,
doesn't have access to it. It's just we don't really
yeah,
don't do that.
no, it's okay. So like, I guess we'll just stick with the one article or book. And then if you guys do watch like even a YouTube channel, you can share that with me next week. And then just keep practicing the English conversations. But remember, yeah, let's just like do the one article or book as like a mandatory thing. And then if you do watch something on the side, then we'll like talk about it. Okay? All right, that was it for today's class. Thank you guys. I'm sorry for getting everyone distracted today.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, teacher.